Hi everyone, Mihai here for LangFest 2017. I'm here with Kerstin.
Hello!
Hello. Kerstin runs a website called fluentlanguage.co.uk. And how are you?
I'm good. This is my third day in Canada.
Welcome to Canada. How do you like it so far?
Oh my god, I love Montreal. It's beautiful.
What do you like most about it?
Oh my it doesn't feel how I thought it would feel. It feels more European.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there's sort of signs of Britishness in places as well. It's fascinating, and it's bilingual.
Exactly.
So amazing, just all around great city.
Excellent. Did you participate in LangFest last year?
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't.
Are you excited to participate this year?
I'm super excited.
Excellent.
I've never attended a language event in America.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I know that last year so many of my friends went and came back and said, "Oh my God, LangFest was so much fun. It was so great." And I sat at home thinking, "I want to go." So here I am.
Well, we're super happy to have you. What do you think of the lineup this year? I mean, all these different polyglots presenting. What do you think?
I think there's some really interesting talks. I look at the talk titles as well, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. I know you have a talk on Argentinian Spanish.
Romania 101.
Oh, Romania 101?
There you go.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
When? I'm
on
there.
Sunday.
On Sunday.
We'd love to have you.
I'm going to be
yeah.
there. Yes, that is super
Absolutely.
exciting. Because all of my languages, I've remarked this morning, I have learned a lot of languages, but they're all European.
Right.
So the more Euro, the better,
Oh, yeah.
I guess. So let's do Romanian.
Oh yeah, perfect. It's one of the Romance languages, so it's going to be very easy.
Walk in the park.
Exactly. You're going to also be presenting this year, right?
I believe so, indeed.
Tell us a bit more about what you're going to be presenting.
I am talking about, my talk is called Creatures of Language Learning Habit, and I will talk a little bit more about the idea of looking at language learning as a habit, as opposed to a project that ends at some point, which I think is something that a lot of people fall into, a lot of adult language learners. And I wanted to think of us polyglots as ambassadors for language learning, because we often, you might find this as well, you run into so many people who say things like, you're so talented, learning so many languages, or like they have 17 reasons why it's impossible for them and it's easy for you.
Yeah.
So I think thinking about language learning as this idea of a habit, the little and often, and how do I fit this into my life? It's really interesting, and there's a framework that I will be referring to as well that I've been kind of using
amazing.
to look at it.
I can't wait to find out more about it and hear more about it.
I hope it'll be good. Yeah.
Fantastic. A question on, you speak many different languages. How did you decide to get into language learning and keep adding these different languages?
Well, do you want to keep doing it? My native language is German.
Right.
And I've grown up near Luxembourg. So even as little kids, we'd get like Luxembourgish radio.
Right.
And my grandma speaks a German dialect that is really, really closely related to Luxembourgish. So I think I've always grown up with knowing there's different ways of expressing yourself, and I've always been curious about it. And I remember in kindergarten we sort of did like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, and it was fascinating. And you'd get English songs on the radio, and it was fascinating. And I've always been very curious about languages, but I never made an active decision to like learn as many as possible or anything like that. I kind of go where curiosity leads me, but it is once you're a grown-up, once you're sort of out of university, you do have to make up your mind that this is what I do now. So I guess that at that point I actually made a decision to not stop.
Absolutely. Okay. What were your first languages and that you started to learn?
Classic kind of school system stuff, really. So when I was 10, I started taking English in school. When I was 12, we had a choice of French or Latin.
Right. Okay.
So I did French.
Okay.
And then my school just kind of they kept giving you opportunities.
Okay,
So it was really good. So I came out of school having done English, French, Italian, and Latin.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then I took 2 years of Spanish. So my 3 Romance languages are completely jumbled up, and I can't do a single one really well now. But it's sort of, that's how I started. I kind of just took what school gave me and ran with it, and I was really into it.
Very interesting. And what keeps you motivated to keep learning new languages? First of all, are you learning any new languages now?
Yes, for 2 years I've been learning Welsh.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and there are so many things about the individual language that motivate me to keep going with that one. So it's a mixture of, you know, the curiosity when you're learning a new language and you sort of just want to play around and, you know, you're just fascinated by it. So I think the love of language makes me learn languages naturally. And with Welsh in particular, there's also the feeling of, like, number one, adding a layer to the country where I live, because I live in the UK, and it's this whole side of the UK I never really knew about at the start. And the other side of it is as well that you're sort of supporting a language that was dying many, you know, like some years ago. And it's not like I'm, as a single person, making a massive difference, but I feel like it's a privilege to be able to learn it. And that's really, really cool.
Very cool.
So I don't know, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a short
I'm excited.
answer.
I would love to learn Welsh, actually.
Yeah, you should. I'll teach you some.
All right, perfect.
I'll teach you
Fantastic. So, merci beaucoup pour être ici.
Yeah,
Et
de rien.
j'ai très hâte à ta présentation. Et c'est ça, merci beaucoup.
Et moi à tienne, à la tienne.
Merci. Ciao.